What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Now, I already know what you're thinking. Where were you? Why didn't you upload? Well, if you can't tell by the echo, I did move into our house. So I am in my filming room and it's pretty empty. So it's very, very echoey in this room. I promise I'm gonna get it handled. We're gonna get it taken care of. We're gonna lock it down for you, but just bear with me because I don't have any of my sound blankets or anything up like that. So there will be an echo for a little bit until we get that situated. But for today's video, I am going to be testing out some hot new makeup products. I have a good mixture between affordable makeup and high-end makeup. Honestly, a lot of these products blew me away, so you're definitely gonna wanna subscribe, like the video, and continue watching to see how I got this look. So let's zoom in and let's get started. So I already know what you guys are thinking. I look hella crazy with these rollers in my hair, and I already know I just wanted to try something new. I did get my extensions a lot longer. These are 20 inches, so I want maximum volume when I decided to take these out towards the very end. So ignore that and let's jump into eyeshadow primer. Today I'm just gonna use an oldie but a goodie. This is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the shade. This is Macadamia. It's not technically an eyeshadow primer, but I do really like to use it to mute out my eyelids, and sometimes I use it as an eyeshadow primer. In fact, after losing my P. Louise Base 2, I have been using it a lot as an eyeshadow primer. So I'm just gonna put this all over. For eyeshadow today, I will be using the e.l.f. Melrose eyeshadow palette. Let me tell you, ColourPop recently sent this to me in PR, and immediately I was drawn to it. So I will be creating a look with this. The first shade I'm gonna take, it's called On the List. It's a really beautiful mauve shade, so I'm gonna use that as my transitional shade. I'm just gonna use a blending brush by Morphe. This is an M441, in case you guys were curious. Next up, I'm gonna take this shade right here. It's called Easy Breezy. It is a really beautiful warm tone shade, and I'm gonna take it right here in my outer V just to warm up this look. We really wanna smoke it out, so I'm gonna start by tapping, and then I'm gonna go in small circular motions to, again, just add warmth and smoke it out. This next shade in the palette, not gonna lie, it has me a little alarmed. It's called $10 Latte. Is that how much lattes cost off Melrose? Because that's really expensive. I'm gonna take this in the outer V here, and I'm just going to slowly start smoking it out. I did switch brushes, by the way. This is just a Morphe M507. It is more of like a smaller pencil blending brush, and I really like it for this step because I feel like I'm really able to precisely place the color and blend it exactly where I want it. Then with that same brush, I'm just gonna go in, blend and buff. So this is really looking like a beautiful kind of like plum mauve smoky eye. I'm definitely feeling the vibe. I did get some cream eyeshadow sent to me in PR, by the way. Oh no, I really wanted to use these. These are by Patrick Star. These are the new One Size Secure the Blur Hydrating Under Eye Patches. And even though it's super late at night and I really don't need to hydrate underneath my eyes, I really want to try these out and use them because one, he took the time to send them to me, and two, I am obsessed with under eye patches. So I'm gonna take this and I'm just gonna stick it right under here. Just gonna go ahead and tap them. Honestly, not my favorite eye patches of all time right off the bat. I feel like they are a little thin. They're super, super wet. They kind of feel like they're sliding a little bit, but it's all right. I mean, I don't love many eye patches. You guys already know my favorite ones are by Skin Iceland. If you know, you know. I will have them listed down below because they are like so freaking bomb. You guys need to try those out. But let's move on to cream eyeshadow. I am going to be using this right here by a brand called Vesca. They recently sent over some products and I really want to try out the brand. So this is a cream eyeshadow in the shade Lyra, so L-Y-R-A. I don't want to completely butcher that, but I'm going to take a little bit of this and put it onto my eyelid to act as my base color. As you can see, it is such a beautiful kind of rosy tone, so I'm just gonna use my finger to tap it onto the lid. Oh my god, oh wow. I don't even think I'll need to go in with an actual eyeshadow. This is so creamy, so pigmented. I need to get something to buff and blend it out though, because otherwise it's gonna be a mess. I am gonna use this Alter Ego number 8 brush, and I'm gonna use this to spread out the cream. But wow, this is beautiful. I do want to use a little bit of this shade right here within the Off Melrose palette. It's called Trading Post. And I kind of want to dab it over top, but realistically, like not really necessary, but I'm just going to focus it right here in the center. I feel like I liked it better without anything, but I need to do the other side to match, so definitely learning experience. If you're gonna use those cream eyeshadows by Vesca, definitely use them on their own, but still pretty. We can make it work. I'm gonna use that number 8 brush with a little bit of that cream eyeshadow just to tap in. You know what? I'm gonna take a little bit of the shade called Fairfax. It definitely is more of like a duochrome eyeshadow within the Off Melrose palette. It kind of reminds me of like the Comfort Zone eyeshadow palette that Wet n Wild launched years and years and years ago. So I'm gonna take that and I'm just going to press it right here in the outer part just to give it a different look. Do you see? Oh, ColourPop shadows definitely have to be some of my favorite eyeshadows. Let me tell you, so good. Like if I could collaborate with any makeup brand, it would definitely be ColourPop or e.l.f. Like, I'm just saying, putting it out there in the universe. Positive manifestation, say it out loud. I'm gonna take a little bit of the shade called Down to Earth, and I'm just going to lightly smoke it out right here in the outer part of the eye. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna remove the Patrick Star One Size eye patches. And I will say they are very hydrating underneath the eyes. I just feel like they were a little flimsy. I wish they were a little sturdier, but nonetheless, very cooling, very hydrating. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with face primer. I'm gonna double prime today. I'm gonna start off with this one right here by Too Faced. This is the Hangover 3-in-1 Replenishing Primer and Setting Spray. I will also be using this as a setting spray towards the very end of the video, but I'm also gonna use it to prime the skin. I've really been loving this. I've been using it nonstop and I really like it. Let's go in with this primer right here. This is also by One Size. This is called the Secure the Blur Makeup Magnet Primer. Ooh, I like the name on that. It says it is an ultra blurring pore refining primer with niacinamide that mattifies and evens out skin's texture as it grips makeup for flawless application and enhanced wear. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this onto my face. I'm actually just going to apply it straight up, because I have seen people do that. If y'all see a bug in here, we have contractors working on our house and they leave the door open all day, so that's probably why there's like little gnats flying around. But I'm gonna use this brush right here. It is by e.l.f. Cosmetics. This is their putty primer applicator. You're supposed to scoop the putty primer with this end and then blend it in with this, but I was like, oh, I wanna use that brush today for my primer, even though it's by One Size and not e.l.f., but it's all right. There's no rules in makeup. You can do whatever you want. Now I'm gonna go in with a color corrector. Milani just launched these. This is the Milani Supercharge Brightening Under Eye Tint, and I will be using the shade Peach 120. They did launch about 3 shades of this, and to be honest, what I was gonna say is I'm so excited for it because you guys know I love a good under eye color corrector. Y'all, I cannot speak today. Don't come for me. I'm really just trying to get readjusted to filming because I haven't filmed in a little bit. What is happening? I'm just gonna use this brush right here by Real Techniques to buff and blend it out. Wow, this is actually really hydrating. It's not as pigmented as I thought. Not sure how I feel about this. Wow, it's super sheer. It's very sheer, barely has any coverage to it. I'm really striking out today, but I always love for my first impressions to be just real and raw and just showcasing what I like right off the bat and what really isn't working for me. So that is a no. It's a no for me. I am gonna move on to base products. I have 2 new foundations and I'm really going back and forth between which one I wanna use. I have this one by Catrice. This is the True Skin Hydrating Foundation. I think with this eye, a very hydrating dewy foundation is going to look gorgeous, but on the flip side of that, I also have this one right here by Morphe. This is the brand new Filter Effect Soft Focus Foundation. Which one do I choose? You know what? I think I may do a dedicated wear test video on the one from Morphe. So today I'm gonna use the True Skin Hydrating Foundation by Catrice. I have 4 shades and I will be doing swatches just so that way you can see what they look like on me personally. I'm gonna pick a shade and we're gonna see how well it covers up all of these blemishes. The first shade I'm gonna swatch is called Cool Chai. Right next to that, I'm gonna swatch Neutral Hazel. Ooh, I like that color. This one definitely is looking a little too pink for me personally. So next to that, I'm gonna swatch the shade called Cool Almond. And the last shade I have is Neutral Sand. So this is what the foundations look like swatch. Right off the bat, I know Neutral Sand is completely out and Cool Chai as well. This one's way too pink for me personally. I'm in between Neutral Hazel and also Cool Almond. I feel like Cool Almond's just a little too cool for me. I feel like mixing these two together could get me my perfect shade. The numbers on the bottles I do want to share with you because I know some of you follow my shade preferences. I am using Neutral Hazel 40, and then I'm also going to be using this one right here. It is in the shade 33 Cool Almond. So I'm just gonna mix in a little bit of Cool Almond to lighten it up a little bit, but for the most part, I'm gonna use Neutral Hazel 40. I'm actually gonna apply this with a brush, which is surprising because you guys know I typically use a beauty sponge, but why not? Let's do things a little bit different today. Wow, my skin looks like a baby's ass. Like, when does that happen? I do have some bumps, heat bumps. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I have some bumps, but wow, do you see the coverage on this? This is beautiful. Holy moly cannoli. Wow, this is pretty, you guys. Wow, this is very, very full coverage. My skin also looks very dewy and hydrated, so I'm about that. I'm gonna apply this all over and then we're gonna compare both sides because that's always fun. I need to know your thoughts down below. Left side, a little bit of the Catrice foundation. Right side, nothing at all. Like a baby's ass. I'm not kidding you guys. Look how pretty this looks on the skin. And I feel like my skin still looks like skin. Like very much, it looks like I have foundation on, but this is on a whole new level and I'm into it. I really love how it's sitting on the skin. Ooh, this may be the foundation I wear on my birthday. By the way, my birthday's on Valentine's Day. I do plan on doing like a birthday glam makeup look and uploading it, so don't worry. I got you guys. For concealer, I'm gonna go in with a concealer I have never tried before, and it is the Boing Concealer by Benefit. I know that this is not like brand spanking new, but it's new to me. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this. I'm using the shade number 3, by the way. And I'm just going to apply a little bit underneath my eyes to highlight. They sent me a bunch of stuff recently and I'm like, wow, like I completely forgot about Benefit for a minute and I'm really excited to revisit some of their products. I'm gonna let it sit there for maybe about 30 seconds and then I'm gonna take this IT Cosmetics dual-ended brush and I'm just gonna use it to buff and blend out the concealer. Now that that's done, I'm gonna take a little bit of loose setting powder. I'm gonna use this one right here by Collab. This is the Set the Stage Ultra Fine Loose Setting Powder. And I'm just gonna take it on a sponge and lightly tap it underneath my eyes to set everything down and in place. Now I haven't used this powder in a really long time. I just went to Sally Beauty and picked up a restock because I was really missing it in my collection. So I'm really happy that I finally got it back in my life. I am gonna take more of a fluffy brush and I'm gonna use that powder on my chin and down the center of my face to set everything. I'm gonna go in with a different powder though for the rest of my face. It is more of a full coverage powder, but it's brand new. Oh, I just breathed it in. As I was saying, I do have a new face powder that recently came out and everybody's talking about it. It's this one right here by L'Oreal. This is the Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Powder Foundation. Now, I know it's a powder foundation and technically you are supposed to use it on your own, but YOLO, I'm gonna use this to set the rest of my face down and in place, and I'm using a Sephora number 59 brush to do it. So I can't say for sure how I feel about this powder. I definitely have to continue using it. One thing I know for sure that I want to do is use it on its own to see just how full coverage it is. So I'll have to keep you guys updated on this baby right here. But I do want to go in with bronzer. Vesca did send over some bronzers for me to try. This is a soft matte bronzing powder in the shade Kissed by Santorini. I think that this is going to be a really pretty color for me. So I'm gonna use that same brush with a little bit of the face powder on it, and I'm just going to bronze up the skin. I don't wanna do anything too crazy. I don't want a bronzer helmet. I just wanna bronze a little bit on my forehead and around the perimeter of my face. I'm also not going to forget about my bronzing routine for my nose. So I'm gonna do my little cocktail here, and then we're gonna move on to blush. All right, so while I let my nose bake sit there, I am gonna finish off my lower lash line. Y'all know I love a smoky lower lash line, so I'm gonna take a little bit of the shade called On the List, and I'm going to smudge it right here on my lower lash line, just to connect everything together. I'm also gonna take a little bit of the shade called Easy Breezy, and I'm gonna put it in the outer V of my lower lash line, just to warm things up. Let's talk about blush really quick. I have this blush right here from the Off Melrose collection. It is in the shade Fashion District. Look how pretty this is. Like, this is literally me in a blush. So when I saw it, I was like, wow, they really did that. So I'm gonna pop this onto my cheeks. I'm also gonna go in with a highlight. This one is by Vesca as well. It's in the shade Wish. You guys, I already swatched this, and let me tell you, it is so beaming. I'm talking about, this is a highlighter that is really just going to look glossy on your skin. Like, it doesn't look chunky at all. It's very, very smooth. So let's see how it applies on me personally. I'm also gonna take some here and here. And then I'm just gonna brush off my nose bake. Now for my actual lip product, I'm gonna go in with the 2 of Heart set by Kaja. Now, I've never tried this brand, but they've recently been sending me a bunch of stuff in PR. So I'm like, all right, let me see what they're all about. I'm gonna use this lipstick right here. It's called Earhart. It's so cute. I really love the packaging on this, and I'm just gonna put this all over. Oh, wow. That is creamy and that is super pigmented. I am gonna need to go in with some kind of lip liner, so I'm gonna use this one right here by ColourPop. This is in the shade BFF2. Then I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Earhart. So I know I look crazy. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop all my falsies off camera, zoom out, take out these rollers, and then I'm gonna reveal the final and completed look, because I think lashes and this hair are really gonna take this look to the next level. So I'll be right back. So I went ahead and popped on a lash. I took out the Velcro rollers, and I don't know, I guess I have to play around with them a little bit. Maybe I had them in wrong, but I don't see too much volume here. Maybe it's because I did extend my extensions to about 20 inches. So I feel like the longer your hair gets, the less and less volume you have, but that could just be me personally. I do really love shorter hair, but I decided to go a little bit longer. Let me know what you guys think of it down below. I do want to do a recap of today's look. I will say it came out beautiful. Clearly, I did it myself. Don't mean to toot my own horn, but you guys know I love sitting down and playing around with makeup. One product that really stood out to me within today's video, or a couple products that stood out to me, are the products from Vesca. That was my first time trying the brand. The cream eyeshadow is gorgeous. The bronzer is gorgeous. The highlight is gorgeous. It definitely looks like skin. It doesn't look glittery or chunky. It doesn't look like it's sitting on top of the skin. It definitely melted into the skin and gave me such a beautiful glow. Another product that really hit it out of the park for me was the Catrice foundation. I was not expecting this foundation to be as full coverage as it is. I also was not expecting it to look as good as it does on my skin. I definitely want to continue trying it out throughout the week, maybe even do a wear test and let you guys know my updated thoughts, but so far, so good. The Kaja lip product, honey, so creamy, so buttery, so moisturizing. Do I feel like it kind of clashes with the eye a little bit? Yeah, but today's look was really just meant for me to sit down and play with new makeup and let you guys know my thoughts. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys loved it, of course, don't forget to give this video a big ol' thumbs up. Like, I said that. Subscribe, click that bell, all that jazz, and until next time, I'll be sure to catch you guys all on the next one. Deuces.